I can't believe what I'm about to share with you today. By 2025, a groundbreaking revolution in technology is going to shake the global markets, and those who are paying attention now have a chance to benefit immensely. Imagine a world where the impossible equations get solved in the blink of an eye, where medical diagnoses are instantaneous, and where financial markets, logistics, and artificial intelligence operate at an entirely new level of efficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the quantum computing revolution, one of the most transformative forces in investing in 2025. Quantum computing represents a significant leap forward from traditional computing systems. While traditional computers process data using bits valued at either 0 or 1, quantum computers use quantum bits, or qubits, which can exist in multiple states simultaneously thanks to the principles of quantum mechanics, mainly superposition and entanglement. This efficiency empowers quantum computers to tackle problems that conventional computers can't solve, no matter how many processors or cloud data centers are at their disposal. Now let me put this in perspective. Let's say you run a company specializing in logistics and optimization. Currently, your traditional systems rely on algorithms to map out delivery routes, but the number of possible routes grows astronomically with every added variable, an example of what's known as a combinatorial optimization problem. With quantum computing, solutions to these problems are found in seconds, reducing operation costs, time, and ultimately improving customer satisfaction. Imagine the gains if such technology became mainstream in industries where a fraction of a second means millions lost or gained. Are you curious who the major players in quantum computing are in 2025? First, we have the tech giants like IBM, Microsoft, and Google, all vying to develop accessible and scalable quantum computers. IBM's Q System 1, for example, has been instrumental in pushing the boundaries, enabling industries and researchers globally to experiment with quantum programs they couldn't imagine a few years ago. And then there's Google, which achieved quantum supremacy with Sycamore a few years back and promises new advancements that will ripple through science and commerce. Meanwhile, Microsoft has been integrating quantum services directly into its Azure cloud platform, allowing its clients easy access to learn and implement quantum computations into their enterprise workflows. But don't overlook the promising startups emerging in this space. Companies like Rigetti Computing, D-Wave, and IonQ have carved out niches in specific applications of quantum computing. For instance, Rigetti focuses on quantum as a service, developing cloud-based platforms for companies wanting to test quantum computations. This opportunity is not limited to computing hardware and software either. Each component of quantum computing opens doors for profitable investments. From precision engineering for qubits to the development of error correction codes that solve stability challenges, the specialized needs in this field present incredible room for growth. So, why 2025? Why does now feel like the tipping point for quantum investments? In the last decade, quantum computing transitioned from experimental stages to the commercialization phase, driven by significant breakthroughs in quantum chip manufacturing, algorithm refinement, and programming accessibility. By 2025, industry analysts predict quantum market revenues could exceed $2 billion, with rapid acceleration as adoption gains pace. Now, I hear you thinking, quantum computing sounds amazing and complicated, but what could be the practical real-world use cases? Excellent question. Pharmaceuticals are racing ahead to use quantum simulations to accelerate drug discovery and reduce its cost significantly. Imagine custom-manufactured drugs designed in weeks instead of years. Financial institutions are eyeing quantum algorithms for real-time trading, fraud detection, and portfolio optimization. Quantum cryptography also promises the most secure communication ever achieved, essential not just for businesses, but also governments. Even the aviation industry stands to benefit by optimizing design processes for more fuel-efficient engines. And let's talk about artificial intelligence, which is poised to operate on evolved neural networks and algorithms because of quantum hardware's fast and accurate problem-solving capacities. Naturally, with new frontiers come new risks. Quantum computing also has the potential to make traditional encryption and all existing secure communications instantly obsolete. Cybersecurity firms and government agencies are now scrambling to develop post-quantum cryptography to safeguard information in a quantum-ready world. However, like any other disruptive innovation, risk brings reward. Investing in cybersecurity applications catering specifically to quantum threats in 2025 might become one of the highest-yielding areas intertwined with quantum technology. Up to this point, you might be wondering, how do I, an everyday investor, access the quantum opportunity without being a scientist? Firstly, you can start exploring ETFs focused on emerging technology or dedicated quantum computing funds, if available. These baskets often include leading quantum players, plus supporting industries, making them a great starting point. Second, look at individual companies in the space, IBM, Google, or Microsoft, if you're looking for guaranteed exposure. And consider small-cap companies and startups that specialize in subsystems or software infrastructure for quantum devices, though riskier. They stand to generate outsized returns. Venture capital firms and institutional investments are already pouring billions into this emerging field, pushing forward R&D and commercialization. Venture capitalists frequently mention quantum technology alongside AI and robotics in their tech investment priorities. If you're willing and can afford to take on higher risks, private equity in promising quantum startups might be an ideal option, and crowdfunding platforms are also exploring ways to democratize access to such cutting-edge investment opportunities. However, it takes more than just financial resources. Staying informed is critical with rapidly evolving technologies. Keeping an eye on conferences like the Qiskit Global Summit or following closely industry thought leaders could help you stay up to date with breakthroughs, policy updates, or new partnerships within the quantum ecosystem. Educated investors have an edge in identifying shifts in momentum and emerging winners amidst competition. Speaking of momentum shifts, policy and regulation will play pivotal roles in shaping how quantum computing impacts equity markets. Governments worldwide are now prioritizing quantum technology in their science and tech budgets. For instance, the US National Quantum Initiative Act, enacted in 2018, boosted $1.2 billion in funding for quantum research. Fast forward to today, the EU, China, and India are competing to secure technological leadership with similar initiatives. These alliances between industry professionals, researchers, and policymakers could accelerate commercialization even more by standardizing technology and developing workforce skills training suited for a quantum-related economy. But should you only invest with such specialized knowledge, or is it accessible to the young investor too? Ages-old financial wisdom tells us to diversify wherever unfamiliar or volatile assets are concerned. Hence, balancing mainstream tech exposures, like fintech, and adjacent industries tapping into quantum's capability, pharmaceutics, renewable energy optimizations, could assist dynamic strategies within your portfolio ambitions during 2025 investment cycles. Finally, quantum computing is more than just an investment. It's a technology that will redefine industries, societies, and even the structure of geopolitics as we know it. In many ways, it could become the cornerstone of a new industrial revolution. As someone looking to get ahead in 2025, understanding the intersection of quantum and markets gives you not only the strategic insight to diversify intelligently, but also the potential to ride the wave of this transformational technology from its early days. So don't just sit back, dive deeper, do your research, and harness this once-in-a-generation opportunity before it becomes mainstream. And there you have it, the quantum computing revolution of 2025, a field where opportunity meets uncharted territory. Remember, the early bird gets the worm, but understanding what worms to look for gets you far beyond that first taste of success. If this excites you just as much as it excites me, don't sleep on this opportunity. Do take action. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Would you consider investing in quantum computing in 2025? Until next time, keep exploring the future of possibilities. This is your guide to smarter investments. See you soon, warriors of tomorrow.